Hello everyone, welcome to my kitchen. My name is Michael and today I'm going to be sharing with you how I make my homemade chili. This just has a few ingredients in it. It's going to come together really quickly. So we're going to start with our onion first, and this is a probably a little bit, maybe a large onion, I would say, large white onion, and about half of it. I don't need all of it. So I'm going to cut that in half. I'm going to go ahead and chop this up and I'll be right back. All right, I've got my onions diced up now, and I did measure that out in case you wanted the measurements on that, and that is just right at a cup of diced onions. So I've got two fairly large cloves of garlic here, and I'm going to go ahead and mince those up. So I'll be right back in just a second. I'm going to mince 2 cloves of garlic. All right, I've got my garlic minced up, and now we're ready to put our chili together. So if you've got a Dutch oven, this is a one-pot meal. You can do that. If you don't have a Dutch oven, then I'll show you how we're going to do it to a pan, and then we can transfer it to another kind of a pot that you've got that's got a lid on it. So, all right, I've got my pan heated up here. I'm just going to put just a little bit of oil in the bottom of it because I'm going to start with my onions first. I'm going to put that in there so that that heats up just a little bit. And now let's add our onions now that our oil's come up to temperature just a little bit. So I've got my temperature right now in about a medium because I don't want to cook my onions really fast. I just want to kind of start them processing so they get just a little bit translucent on me, but not quite done, because then we'll be putting our meat in next. All right, these are looking really good. So I have 1 pound of ground beef here, and this is an 80-20 blend. You can use whatever you like. You can use the 93.7, or if you want to use ground chuck, you can. I've just got a pound of ground beef here, and I'm going to go ahead and we're going to add that into our onions, and we're going to brown that up. All right, my beef here is almost done, so I'm going to go ahead and add my garlic in now. I always add that in toward the end because I don't want that to burn. And we'll continue to brown this. All right, so my ground beef is browned up now. I've got this turned off because I'm going to go ahead and move on to my next step. But if you were using a Dutch oven, you had done everything in the Dutch oven that I just did in that skillet, and you would have had everything in one pot. So I'm going to look at this now and see. I'll show you here. There's not a lot of grease in the bottom of it, as you can tell by looking at that. If there was and you want to take that out, you can. I think I'm going to grab a spoon and just pull a little bit out of there, because as I've got that turned on its side there, as you can see, there is a little bit of that coming down. So I'm going to grab a spoon and take some of that out, and I will be right back. All right, I'm back. I did drain off that grease out of the bottom of that. I'm going to transfer this now to my Dutch oven, and you can use any stock pot that you've got now that's got a lid to continue on with this. All right, so I've got everything transferred to my Dutch oven here, and now we're going to add our spices. I've got another video where I showed you how to make the spices for my chili seasoning that I've got here. So I'll put the link in that description in the description box below, so you'll have that in that video if you want to watch how to make that. So definitely check that out. And we're going to use 2 tablespoons of my chili seasoning that I've got here. All right, now that we've got our chili seasoning in, let's go ahead and we're going to bring this up, and I'm going to kind of give that a stir around so that the meat gets a nice little taste of all that seasoning on it before I put in the other ingredients on it. I've only got 2 more ingredients on it, so you can see how easy this is, and this is absolutely delicious when this is done. I wish you were here to smell this, because this seasoning already is waking up in this pot, and it smells incredible. Okay, so everything's all mixed together now. So I've got 1 can of dark red kidney beans, and this is a 16-ounce can. So I'm going to add that, including the juice that came with it. I did not drain those. And then I've got 1 can of diced tomatoes, and this is 14.5 ounces of that, and we'll add all of that into our chili. All right, let's give this a good mix through. Now I want to bring this up to a boil, and we're going to, once that comes up to a boil, then I'll let you see what that looks like. All right, my mixture has now come up to a boil, so I'm going to give that one last stir, and then I'm going to turn my element down here to a low, and I want to simmer this for 10 minutes. And I'm going to put the lid on it, and we're going to come back and occasionally just keep stirring on it. So I will show you what that looks like when that gets done, so stay with me, and we'll see what that looks like in 10 minutes. All right, I am back. It's been 5 minutes. I wanted to show you what this looks like. And at this point, you want to taste it for your seasoning. If you want to add any more of your chili seasoning, you can do that. My chili seasoning has salt and pepper in it, so definitely test it at this point to see if you need to add any more salt, pepper. Just fix it up to however you like. So we'll let this continue to cook. I'll give this a test, and I'll see if I need to add anything else to it. I'll see you back when it's done. I am back and my chili is done, and when I tested it earlier to see what I needed to add to it, I was just kind of in the mood for just a little bit more, so I added another teaspoon of my chili seasoning and I added a teaspoon of salt to it. So definitely at that point test it and see what you like about it and what you don't like. And then I added just a dash of sugar to it just to kind of take the acidity off of the tomatoes, but that's completely optional if you don't want to do that. So definitely try it and see. Your taste buds, you know better than I do what you like and what you don't like. So I'm going to get me out a little bowl of my chili and we'll see what it looks like. That is really good. And like I said earlier, when you get it there where you're ready to test it to see what you like about it, I was in kind of a mood tonight to have just a little bit more heat in it, so I added another teaspoon of my seasoning in it. And definitely if there's something in the seasoning that you don't like, you can definitely leave that out. That's what's good about making it at home. You've got control of what you put in it. And also with salt and pepper. If you feel like you need more salt and pepper in it, you can definitely do that. So I've got some shredded cheese and some sour cream. You can definitely put that on the top of your chili when you get ready to do that. If you like crackers, you can crumble you some crackers up on the top of it. It's just infinitely variable what you can do with it. So I hope this has inspired you to try this chili, and if you like this recipe, give it a thumbs up. I would appreciate it. And maybe you might want to check out one of these other two videos over here. You might find something else you like. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. And try this chili. I know you're going to love it. Bye-bye now.